wrestling fans, Blake Chadwick here on the road for AML Wrestling Live. We're on 85 right now en route to Winston-Salem for Johnny and June's. That's the venue where on April 19th, you will see the phenomenal AJ Styles go one-on-one with the original player from the Himalaya, Sanjay Dutt, in what will be their first ever meeting. Also, the Southern Stomper, Luke Hawx, will go one-on-one with TNA's Gunner. And we can't forget about the huge contract signing between Luke Hawx and AJ Styles, where those two will clash coming up November 28th at WrestleCade, right there in Winston-Salem. Two incredible events you absolutely cannot miss. We're about to stop for gas now, but coming up next on AML Wrestling Live, it's the debut of King Shane Williams. His challenger, none other than the ambassador of the grind, Ring of Honor's Caprice Coleman. This should be an amazing contest. Folks, this is Blake Chadwick signing off. Let's take you backstage, where Chris Lee is standing by with both competitors.
All right, wrestling fans, AML Wrestling wants to bring you some of the best and hottest wrestling action. Joining me right now, King Shane Williams, and tonight you have Caprice Coleman. He's such an athlete. How are you going to neutralize him?
I'll tell you how I'm going to neutralize him. I am going to break the man's legs. I'm going to break him. I'm going to cripple the man, and I'm going to end his professional wrestling career.
That's harsh.
It is harsh, but I'm here to make a statement. Winston-Salem is in dire need of somebody that they can believe in, somebody that can lead the next generation of professional wrestling, and that is me. That's my role. I'm the king. I'm the man that was handed the crown by the late Jackie Fargo and crowned the new king of professional wrestling. Caprice Coleman, I know you're a great athlete. I even know that you're a preacher. But tonight, pal, you better say your prayers because you're getting into the ring with the king.
Oh. Thank you for joining us right now. Caprice Coleman joining me right here. Caprice, your legs are supposedly going to get broken tonight, and I know you serve a particular king, but King Shane Williams says he's the king.
I like when people come out and they make accusations of what they're going to do and predictions as if they already know how things are supposed to go in these type of matchups. Let me tell you something, King. I'm intrigued. I'm almost impressed on the fact that you feel that you're a king. I often wonder what type of king you are because you're not the king of wrestling. You're not the king of the city, and you're definitely not the king of this world. However, there is one thing that I want you to understand and want you to realize as you're using your mannerism to dictate the process that's going to happen. Tonight is the night you face Caprice Coleman. Tonight is the night you face the man that serves a king. And tonight is the night I prove to you that my king is greater than yours. Son, watch as you bow down.
Oh, looks like Caprice is going to make the king bow down to him.
Our next competitor has requested that you all stand and pay proper respect to 215 pounds of wrestling royalty, accompanied to the ring by Queen Killer. Here is the King, Shane Williams.
Your king is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time this week on AML Wrestling Live. Blake Chadwick bringing you the action live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at Johnny and June's in the AML Arena.
I love your boots.
Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest ring announcer to introduce his challenger.
You see the guy wearing the Stephanie McMahon shirt? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages,
There you go.
America's most liked wrestling, and I would like to present to you,
There you go.
weighing in at 223 pounds, from Charlotte, North Carolina, he is more than a conqueror, Caprice Coleman!
Get your hands up, baby! I feel so good back in the house one more time! Oh yeah, get them hands up, yeah!
winner of this, you have to think will be in contention to be the first ever AML Wrestling champion. Of course, back on our debut episode a few weeks ago, we saw the WrestleCade title on the line as Matt Hardy defended that against Zane Dawson and Sean Waltman in a triple threat match. Hardy retained and is still the WrestleCade champion, looking to still be the WrestleCade champion when he comes to us on November 28th at the Benton Convention Center for WrestleCade 2015. That's our next big event when it comes to WrestleCade. It's going to be the 4th annual WrestleCade, and it's going to be a huge night. You can join us there. Tickets on sale now, WrestleCade.com. And be sure to once again be there live for that great event. And if you want to see some other great wrestling action, if AML Wrestling Live is not enough for you this afternoon, come check it out this evening in Mocksville, North Carolina for the Carolina Bash. It's being presented by Big Time Wrestling. We'll get to more of that in a second as King Shane Williams jumping Caprice Coleman right out of the bell. Referee Ron Mills trying to maintain order in the early going. But King Shane has taken over. He's going to send him for a ride. Whips him into the buckle. Look at that hard Irish whip by King Shane Williams. Looking to make that huge impact. Again, nearly breaking Scotty Matthews' neck on that AMLWrestling.com exclusive matchup. You can be sure to check out some other great matchups there. A Legends match, George South and Bunkhouse Buck. Some ladies action, plus much, much more. As King Shane doing a number right now on Caprice Coleman, ran him from pillar to post. All around the ring. He's going to pick him up. Looks like he's going to send him for a ride. Irish whip. Reversed there by Coleman. And a beautiful arm drag takedown once again. And a second time. Goes for the hip toss. Blocked there by King Shane Williams. And a beautiful drop kick right in the kisser by Caprice Coleman's going to send King Shane staggering. As Caprice Coleman doing a great job right now coming back after King Shane got him from the opening bell. But again, if you want to join us in Mocksville for the Carolina Bash, Scott Steiner, Gunner, and a man that Caprice Coleman has teamed with on many occasions, Cedric Alexander, plus many, many more. They will be on hand in Mocksville for the Carolina Bash, presented by Big Time Wrestling a little bit later on tonight. There's King Shane. He's going to charge in, and he's going to be sent to the outside as Caprice sidesteps him. He's got the crown on, and look at Caprice Coleman just mocking King Shane Williams. Certainly not how the debut was anticipated by the King, as Ron Mills looking at Queen Taylor, and Caprice is going to put on the brakes as he goes to the outside, and King Shane's going to trip him up using Taylor to his advantage. And those right there are the tactics of King Shane Williams, showing the smarts. Is the man that considers himself the king of independent professional wrestling, and he's going to send Coleman face first right into that steel post. No padding or protection there, as Caprice Coleman trying to get back into this contest this week in your main event on AML Wrestling Live. Once again, each and every Saturday afternoon, 12:30 p.m. on the CW Triad 20, all throughout the Carolinas. As there's King Shane, he's going to go reverse neck breaker and just jacks Caprice Coleman down. Coleman looking for his first big AML win, and he's going to kick out and stay alive here as he was knocked off once again by the Guru Sanjay Dutt a couple of weeks ago in what was a very competitive matchup. A lot of fanfare surrounding that as King Shane going to town, pummeling with right hands here. And King Shane Williams, very well known for his feud throughout Tennessee with the great Jerry the King Lawler. And something that he has stolen from Lawler is that pile driver. King Shane will say he borrowed it as you see him there kicking that middle rope right into the throat of Coleman. But King Shane Williams, a man who has utilized that pile driver to full force all throughout the Southeast, and he's looking to take over AML with it. And if he hits it tonight here on Caprice Coleman, it could be curtains. He's going to send him for a ride. Irish whip, puts his head down. Mistake there by the King. Look at the athleticism by Coleman with the high cross body. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. And Ron Mills only counts 2. That's underneath the clothesline. Comes back with the double sledge, does King Shane. And down goes Caprice Coleman. As these two going back and forth. And what again has to be a contenders match. And another near fall. As AML looking to crown the first ever AML Wrestling champion. As Caprice Coleman now in a precarious situation. King Shane Williams looking for the suplex. Measuring him up here. Right in the center of the ring. And he's going to show off some strength. Holds it up for a second. And then just jacks him right down. And King Shane Williams in control right here. He's going to roll him over. Hooks that outside leg. 1, 2. And he's showing him a little bit of respect. At least hooking the leg, but only gets a near fall. Little frustration shown right there. And he's going to lock in that rear chin lock. As today's AML Wrestling Live broadcast is brought to you by Frank Myers Automax and Beamer Tire and Auto Repair. BeamerTire.com. Check them out in High Point, North Carolina. And again, if you want to see AML Wrestling action, they return April 19th. That's just 8 days from today on a Sunday afternoon. And again on May 24th, tickets as low as $8. Get them now on AMLWrestling.com. And in our big event, 8 days from now, we will see the big contract signing between Luke Hawx and AJ Styles coming up for WrestleCade 2015. Those two have been at each other's throats on the internet over the last few months. AML Wrestling has brought them together. The contract signing will be at our next big event. You can see some of that here, potentially on AML Wrestling Live. And again, that will be signed for WrestleCade 2015, plus both men will be in action. Certainly an event you do not want to miss, coming up in 8 days from now. As King Shane Williams has maintained control here over Caprice Coleman in this week's main event on AML Wrestling Live. Live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at Johnny and June's at the AML Arena. Gonna send him for a ride. Irish whip reversal. Ducks underneath the clothesline. And a leg lariat by King Shane, showing off a little athleticism. And he hooks the leg only for a near fall. As Caprice Coleman trying to dig deep here and stay alive. As the frustration is definitely starting to set in for King Shane Williams. As again, he pleaded to AML management. He was not pleased. He was relegated to AMLWrestling.com exclusive matchups when he went one-on-one with Scotty Matthews. He tried to make a statement of Scotty Matthews in that one, and he's got Coleman here. He's going for the slingshot right into that bottom rope as Coleman's throat just hits that cable. And he nearly gets choked out as he rolls to the floor. As King Shane now really in control as Ron Mills administering that 10 count. Ladies and gentlemen, what a matchup here. We will be back for the conclusion of this main event on AML Wrestling Live.
AJ, you're a piece of trash. You're a coward. You've been hiding from me for years. I don't like him, I never did. We know you have a woman and kids for a cover-up. Step up to the plate so I can knock your teeth down your throat. Come find me, boy.
Huge main event action next week. Tune in as the Southern Savior, John Schuyler, battles Bordell Walker in our feature contest on AML Wrestling Live.
Honesty, a value that seems lost in today's auto industry. At Beamer Tire and Auto Repair, we have built our reputation on providing honest and friendly service. With 2 ASE certified master technicians and industry-leading technology, the tire experts at Beamer are well equipped to service or repair any maker model on the road today. So, for all of your future automotive needs, be sure to stop by Beamer Tire and Auto Repair. We care because you can go anywhere.
Time Wrestling Carolina's return to the Brox Gym in Knoxville, North Carolina, as former WWE and WCW superstar Scott Steiner debuts. The meet and greet starts at 6 o'clock p.m. Bell time 7:30. Tickets are $15 for Golden Circle front row, $12 for adults, and $8 for kids, 5 to 11. To learn more, go to Facebook and search Big Time Wrestling.
King Shane drops Caprice Coleman throat first on that top rope. And he's really in control. And these two battling it out on this AML Wrestling main event, as King Shane is going to send him for a ride. Irisher puts his head down. He grabs his foot. He says, no, no, no. King Shane showing off that he's the one with the brains in this matchup. Caprice Coleman says, I've got the athleticism, kicks him off, and he's going to send him right back into the buckle. And Caprice Coleman pummeling away on King Shane Williams here. And Coleman now, look at those quick strikes to the face. Those educated feet by Caprice Coleman. He's all fired up here in Winston-Salem. And Caprice Coleman trying to maintain control. Gonna send him for a ride to the opposite buckle. And he charges in and eats a big boot. And King Shane Williams back in control. Ladies and gentlemen, what a matchup here. We will be back for the conclusion of this main event on AML Wrestling Live.
Now time for the Wham Bam Thank You Slam, presented by Frank Myers Automax. This clip comes from next week's main event, Vordell Walker versus John Schuyler. And let's see that one more time. This has been AML Wrestling's Wham Bam Thank You Slam, presented by Frank Myers Automax. Now, let's head back to ringside for the conclusion of that main event.
King Shane Williams has maintained control. He's back on that middle rope here as we are back from break. Goes for that fist drop, and he nails Caprice Coleman right between the eyes. Jerry Lawler-esque, taken out of the Memphis Legends playbook. And again, after their bloody feud, he feels that he has the rights to that move. And he's trying to put him in position. It could be pile driver time now. And that's exactly what he's setting up for. King Shane Williams going for that pile driver, and Caprice Coleman sensed it. And he's going to flip out of it with that back body drop. And Caprice Coleman's going to roll through, and that knee trembler right between the eyes. Queen Taylor can't believe it. Referee Ron Mills checking both men. They're both down. This AML Wrestling Live main event hanging in the balance. Who's going to walk away with a win? A huge contenders match here. As Caprice Coleman and King Shane Williams both trying to get back to a vertical base. King Shane, he's up first. King Shane's trying to measure up Coleman. He's got that fist ready, and he right between the eyes with that right hand is King Shane Williams. And Coleman firing back here. These two men going at it tooth and nail, right in the center of the ring. They understand how important it is to pick up big wins each and every Saturday afternoon. If you're featured in the main event on AML Wrestling Live, you are one of the top stars in the Mid-Atlantic region. Caprice Coleman says, give it to me. Look at the shuck and jive. A little 1-2, and down goes King Shane. And this crowd in Winston-Salem getting behind Coleman. There's a clothesline and a back elbow. Caprice Coleman starting to fire up here. Caprice Coleman, the springboard leg lariat. Down goes King Shane. Caprice Coleman capitalizing here. Hooks the outside leg, 1, 2, and a near fall. As Ron Mills says it's only 2. As Caprice Coleman trying to get this capacity crowd in Johnny and June's firmly behind him, as I do believe he has their full support. As King Shane Williams, one of the most hated men throughout the Southeast. Caprice Coleman measuring him up here. Coleman goes for a leg lariat. No. Shane Williams with a spinning neck breaker. Nicely done. Hooks the inside leg. 1, 2. And another near fall. Back and forth here in Winston-Salem. Great action this week on AML Wrestling Live, as it's brought to you each and every Saturday at 12:30 p.m. right here on the CW Triad 20. And once again, not only are these two looking to get a title shot, they may be looking to work towards WrestleCade. Coming up Saturday, November 28th in Winston-Salem. as King Shane measuring up Caprice here. He's got him, vertical suplex, go behind by Coleman. He's got him in a waist lock. King Shane trying to elbow out of it. Coleman now, he grabs him, Northern Light suplex, and look at that! He's gonna roll with him there. Coleman, a second time. Look at this innovative athleticism here by Caprice Coleman. And the third time's a charm. He holds the bridge. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no! And 2 7/8 right there as Caprice Coleman with the triple Northern Light suplexes. What innovative offense here by Caprice Coleman. I've never seen anything like that before. Only here at AML Wrestling Live can you see that kind of action. Williams in the corner, and Coleman charges in, nobody home. He lands on his feet, but King Shane's going to pick him up, and there's a swoop slam. And Williams is going to be backed into the corner here. King Shane's got to be feeling desperate. He's already taken a fist drop to Coleman. He's already gone for the pile driver. He's going to have to dig even deeper into his bag of tricks if he wants to pull out a victory here. Coleman, sensing disaster, pops up, and look at that, with a Hurricane Rana, didn't get all of it, but he at least gets him down. And there's Queen Taylor. She pops up on the apron. She's distracting Ron Mills. And Caprice Coleman had him beat 1, 2, 3. King Shane was down. Caprice Coleman had it. And now Coleman he moves Ron Mills out of the way. He's going after Queen Taylor. And he gets the double sledge right in the back of the neck by King Shane. And King Shane now is going to try to capitalize. He finds an opening. He utilizes Queen Taylor on the outside, and there's the pile driver. And Caprice Coleman's not getting up from that. Good night, Caprice. 1, 2, 3. And King Shane Williams has won his debut on AML Wrestling Live.
The King Williams.
His game plan with Queen Taylor certainly working out here, as he's going to pick up the win. He might have thought he was going to get the pile driver the first time. Caprice Coleman's able to evade it. But Queen Taylor popping up on that ring apron, getting King Shane the win. So after he nearly breaks Scotty Matthews' neck with the pile driver, he takes out Caprice Coleman with it. And here comes a couple officials out here, as Coleman might be hurt. Certainly need to make sure Caprice Coleman is going to be okay. His neck certainly bouncing off that mat. He might have certainly some damage there in that possible spinal cord even. Hopefully going to find him some medical attention very soon. But King Shane picks up the win. And after nearly injuring Scotty Matthews in a serious manner, King Shane Williams winning his debut, sticking it to AML management. And I'll tell you what, when it comes time to crown that AML champion, King Shane Williams' name needs to be in that mix, and he's standing by ringside now with Chris Lee.
Let me get you just one quick second.
Yes.
I will lay it with your queen. You already worked on his neck. You gave him 2 neck breakers.
Yeah.
Why would you pile drive him in front of his kids and his wife?
Because a point needs to be made. You can forget about your Harley races. You can forget about your Booker T's. You can forget about Jerry Lawler. Ladies and gentlemen, Winston-Salem, there's a new king in town, and his name is Shane Williams.
That was just despicable, Shane. That was despicable. Somebody get him some help.
Down in the center of the ring, as officials are tending to him, as Shane Williams telling this crowd here in Winston-Salem essentially what I was just discussing. Now, this was his opportunity, and he certainly seized the day. As Coleman, it looks like he's going to try to get up on his own power. But Caprice Coleman certainly did not expect to come out of things this week like this.
Huge main event action next week. Tune in as the Southern Savior, John Schuyler, battles Bordell Walker in our feature contest on AML Wrestling Live. A lot of fans have been asking about the lineup for WrestleCade 2015. Well, folks, more than 100 stars are going to be there. Here's just a sample of who's been announced so far. Matt Hardy, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mr. Anderson, Abdullah the Butcher, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Henry Godwin, Bob Holly, Kevin Sullivan, Shane Douglas, and Harley Race. Go to WrestleCade.com and see who else is coming to Winston-Salem and get your tickets before they sell out. Remember, that's November 28th, WrestleCade 2015.
AJ, you're a piece of trash. You're a coward. You've been hiding from me for years. I don't like him, I never did. We know you have a woman and kids for a cover-up. Step up to the plate so I can knock your teeth down your throat. Come find me, boy.